little behind the scenes here on the design process. So I got my copy of Adobe Illustrator pulled up. I've got my focus file pulled up. Done a few focuses, so I've got the size pretty well down. So in here I've got the background so I can see what it looks like on the car, and then the key edges. That way we're not putting the face or hand or character in a door handle or in the wide body. It also helps for when we're knowing where to place the wide body cutouts. So I've got the logos that I'm going to turn on here. So just wanted to show a little bit of the different layers involved here. Got the game logos, got the characters. So wanted to load up all the characters on this side. Got the transparent character. That's actually from the hood graphic. Got the different background art. And I actually put a lot of background art from the game in the actual background of the car, which is super cool. So then over here is the other side. It's got a completely different design. So the background art's much the same. Got unique game art in the background, got different characters on this side. Really just wanted to make something awesome and pop and be something a little bit more unique. So that's the background art there. And then if we zoom in here, you kind of see some of the detail. You know, a lot went into this. A lot of the time, you know, in this whole process is in the actual design. You know, I've got countless hours back and forth on this, trying to make this look right. So then this is the hood graphic. Kind of see some of the cool things you put in here, like some of the game logos, got the character artwork, some of the background artwork. Again, those are from the sides. Put those in the background on the hood, and then have that all with some cool transparency effects in here. Super cool to actually see and what it looks like. And then here's some of the actual print files. Just wanted to highlight, you know, how much it actually takes to get this stuff printed. So we have all these different sections, you know, pieces for the different wide body sections, because my car has over fenders and wide body panels. You have sections for the door handles. You have to make sure that those are really in the correct spots so that when we go to print it actually lines up, and when we go to install it, it lines up. And here's all the different PDFs. You know, definitely huge files because there's just a lot going on with all these. I think, you know, hit some interesting size limitations on the printer, but we got it worked out. And then here's the print versus install. So this is really cool to see. The bottom's the actual design, and then the top is the actual car. So the render to reality is just awesome to see come to life. And then here's what it actually looks like rolling through the printer. So this is Ryan Land at Hikame Designs, his printer. Just a quick time lapse of what that looks like. Really cool to see what that actually looks like going through the printer at high speed there. Only if it actually printed that fast. That'd be really cool to actually watch. And then really the next step after this is printed is you actually have to go and laminate it. So this is running it through the lamination machine here. So you can see that's actually putting like the clear coat on it for us. And then after it's laminated, then you get to go and cut all the pieces out and label them and roll them up. So when it comes time to install it, you know exactly where to put it. So keeping that all labeled and organized is key.
Update. This thing's crazy, all the details that are in it. Like the music notes, characters, just throughout the whole thing. Like you can't take your eye from one spot to another spot without finding 3 other things. So super cool. But yeah, this is how we're gonna handle the big graphics. I went ahead and just put the roll on the back of the printer where I normally plot everything through. These I just hand trim the ends, obviously because it's just a big rectangle. So I'm gonna trim this out, cut it, roll it up, label it, put it in the box, rinse and repeat for all these big graphics. I'm just gonna keep pulling them out. It's a nice way to keep it organized, keep it all just fluidly running through instead of trying to deal with the whole roll unrolled all at once. And that is the next step. So this part doesn't take long just because it's all rectangles, but when I get to the sides, when I have to start trimming that out, it'll get a little more technical because of the characters in the background and having to cut directly on. You'll see how it's the intricacy of the design, but it's gonna look really cool on his paint. So
okay, the wrap is coming off, so it's kind of a bittersweet thing, but something really cool about to go down here, but just gonna start taking it. Okay, making progress getting it peeled off. Got the door done, and then we're gonna keep picking at it. Yeah, you can keep it. All right, the crew's making good progress on it. Almost got this side all the way off. It's really cold outside. It's like, I think like 2 or 3 degrees. So the vinyl's a little brittle, but we're getting it with the heat gun. Alrighty, before we put the new graphic on, we're gonna have to take the old one off. So this is unwrapping the original graphic that we had put on, I think around 2023 or so. So the paint underneath was in really good shape, so a lot of this came off okay. I took really good care of the wrap, and the car was stored indoors, so didn't really have any issues removing it. Used a heat gun, some hot water, and then me and the boys just went through and peeled off all the stickers. They had a really good time peeling all the stickers off with me, so it was fun to do. I can't believe that worked, but I got the hood graphic off in one piece without ripping it. Alright, we ended up taking the hood graphic off, and I wanted to take it off and reuse it because it had the signature on it from the voice actor, so I wanted to have that at the back. So we just been working on kind of making a little collage piece with all the little bits from the hood. So put it on this piece of metal, and then we can hang it up and have something to kind of remember the car, and then have the signature. And then once we took all the decals off, I took the over fenders off and then washed everything with Dawn dish soap, and then went over it with a clay bar. That made sure that all of the, any imperfections in the paint or grease, that kind of thing is removed. And that gives the new decal and wrap a really good surface to stick to. Then we go into the actual install. So we started with the hood and then worked our way around to the sides. So this is just a quick time lapse of showing the entire install process from the hood to the sides, the roof, the wing, and the wide body pieces. So Ryan and Nick just got done. We did the whole thing, so knocked the whole wrap out really in a day. So now I'm just coming through and doing the little stuff wrapping like the wing end plates. I gotta come through and add a couple little pieces in here, but it really came out really cool. It's neat to see something that we put on Adobe, you know, come out in real life. So there's all of it there, and got the roof. So really I just needed to let it sit in the sun and kind of work out some of the stuff in the vinyl just from doing it in the colder garage. But yeah, super cool. Alright guys, got snips in here. We're going to go ahead and put on the rest of the decals. So I had those printed separately just because you never really know how things are going to line up. So that way we can set them exactly how we want them. So we're going to go ahead and put them on the back. I'll show you guys here in a little bit what that is. Good job, buddy.
But it was a lot to take on, and yeah, pretty sure we're happy with it. The results are exactly as designed.
Really excited.
All right, ready? Yep. For those of you that don't know the history of this car, originally it was 2B already.